And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Ooh, hope you enjoyed that break. Hope you enjoyed that brutal OST as we have returned with the first semifinals of the night of Hatchery Cup number 13, your monthly dose of Hatchery Cup action. Here we go. We have our final Terran player, because spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have our red Terran representing the Platinum Heroes, the last non-Protoss hope. Can he stop the PvP finals? It is Nicoract. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Polish Protoss player, the blue Protoss, representing Storm Gaming. It is Gerald. Here we go. And if you're in the chat, semifinals. If you're in the chat, predictions will soon be open. Place your bets on how you believe this series will unfold. Will it go one way or the other? Gerald's. There we go. Gerald's or Nicoract. Bam. Best of 3. Predictions are open. For the next couple of seconds, the next minutes of play, you have some time to place your bets on who you believe advances onto the grand finals. Will be our Terran or Protoss. Up to you to decide. Best of luck. Best of luck. Hold on. Predictions open. Beautiful. And so now we're getting into our openers. It is going to be an economic opener here from Nicoract, going for a Rax expand. Ooh, but we do have Gerald being an annoyance here on the low ground, delaying that expansion for as long as he can. We're already at 450, 470 minerals there before the base gets thrown down. So a nice delay from Gerald. Did disrupt the opener here of Nicoract by a couple of seconds. As, again, it is still an economic build here from Nicoract. Meanwhile, Gerald across the map going for a gate expand into gate cybercore expand here from our Protoss player. Going back in, does avoid that Reaper, and now we're going for the SCVs. We're going for the workers. Once again, trying to disrupt the opener here. Trying to delay. There's a second SCV on the low ground. We do defend. We do not get our base delayed any longer. Reaper gets across the map. Now it's on Nicoract to get some damage done. Chipping away those workers. Does catch one probe, not bad. One probe goes down. Reaper does manage to escape. Getting a second probe as well. Very nicely done. And as we're getting some damage done here, as the Reaper takes a lot of hits and should focus on getting the hell out of here, we do have... second adept. Reaper gets shut down. Our tech of choice has yet to be revealed, but we have a third CC on the way. That should be a 3 CC into 3 racks here from Nicoract. There it is. There's a second racks on the way, and we should be seeing a third racks thereafter. A very greedy build. We saw Björn do this earlier today. Was it Björn? Yeah, it was. We did see Björn do this earlier today. It has become quite a trendy build in Terran versus Protoss, so for those that are curious, it is a very greedy build here, and we'll see if Gerald can punish it. So far, so good. He has control of the low ground. Adepts and Zealot. We do delay mining here in that mineral line. We focus down one of the SCVs. Marines turn back around. Boys are being pulled. Another worker goes down. That's going to be 3 SCVs falling here and 3 Marines. There's a 4th SCV as well. But Gerald backs up. And behind this, how many gateways is the question? We have 1 gateway in the main. Looking at his vision, Gerald, he doesn't know how greedy we've been. A 3rd CC is almost done. We have a 3rd rack, as we did mention, on the way. Again, 3 CC into 3 racks. We're cutting a lot of corners. Now, if Gerald had thrown down additional gateways, then Nicoract would be in trouble. The reason why he would be in trouble is because there's no factory. No factory, no bunkers, no tanks. No nothing. Purely Marine here to defend. I mean, there is a bunker on the low ground, but Gerald here responds with the gold. Oh my god. He's crazy. It's going to be 2-gate blink into an expand, but the expand is a gold base here for Gerald, so he meets greed with greed. Gerald, he also confirms the Marine counts, also confirms no other production, no Hellion, no Widowmine. Gerald should be aware that it's either a 2-1-1 setup or a 3rd CC with 3 racks. Or even just a 3 racks. So Gerald, he has pieces together. And yeah, I mean, this is a good answer. To be fair, it is a good answer here to Nicoract's build. Behind this, going for a Bay, getting ready for Colossus production. Very important here to rush into splash damage. The reason why is because we have a lot of bio. We're going to have a lot of Marines and a lot of Marauders to work with. This bio push is going to hit like a truck, but if we have one Colossus, even one Colossus to defend, the bio army melts. The Marines, they melt before the Colossus. Even with these Marauders as well, it's going to be difficult to really break through. So again, a good response here by Gerald. Just 2-gate blink into a third, into Colossus production. First Colossus is on the way. As Nicoract expands, Gerald does confirm the third base timing. He's aware of how greedy Nicoract has been. Now he has confirmation. And with that, he should also confirm the 3 Raxes as well. Now it's going to be about defending the push. As Gerald is saturating this gold, the push is coming. Looking at our units tab here, we have 14 Marines and 7 Marauders. That's a hefty army. We need that Colossus. The Colossus is on the way, and if we were taking a third base here, we would be able to defend in time, but this gold is so exposed, it's so far out in the open. Nicoract doesn't scout. Uh-oh. He doesn't know.
Upgrade
He misses
complete.
it. No, he doesn't check the third base, doesn't check the gold. Doesn't know. Goes for a dive. The Colossus gets caught out. Big catch here. Colossus does fall. Yeah, Gerald's overextending there. And with that, he's in a lot of trouble. We dive on the fourth. We focus it down. We force a cancel. But at least Gerald does save the base. As Nicoract doesn't know it's there. If he did, he could have gone for it. Now, regardless, as Nicoract gets completely cleaned up, he did force a cancel on the fourth, and he did kill a Colossus. That was not a bad trade. I feel like Nicoract wanted more, and he would have gone more if only he had known. Again, a big reason why he didn't know about this gold is because he did not take control of the Xel'Naga. Gerald had the Xel'Naga, not Nicoract. I mean, even then, I don't think it's enough to see, to be fair, but Gerald, he did have here the high ground vision. Was in position as well. With that, yeah, Nicoract is getting ready back at home with bunkers. The production, Colossus are amassing. And I'm concerned that Nicoract thinks this is the third. He does see this probe isn't a tell. He's mining through the mineral patches here. Nicoract, he may think he's further ahead than he is. And if that's the case, he's going to be more passive. If he knew about this space, we'd be seeing some drop play. We'd be seeing some drops here on the left-hand side. We'd be seeing drops on the right. From both angles, pushing in. Pulling Geralt apart. Forcing him to split up his Colossus and split up his units. Speaking of, that's why Geralt is throwing down pylons. He's trying to make sure he gets eyes on any kind of drop play. Yeah, we have a wall of vision here from Geralt. And Nicoract, he's chilling back at home. Getting ready for his, for CC. 2-2 is on the way. Behind this, Geralt getting into double robot production, into double Colossus. And things are getting interesting. Nicoract Longus is mining. Now, at least Nicoract, he's able to keep up or maintain his better economy with his fourth. And mules. Now, you can see here, Nicoract had the better economy, but is swinging back in favor of Geralt. At least for a moment until this fourth base gets up and running. Fifth is on the way. For our Protoss player, shield batteries in position. We have the overcharge. Oh, this is a very Marauder heavy drop. Jesus. That is... I mean, in general, we're going for a Marauder heavy composition. Ghost production has commenced. Vikings as well. We have 2 starports, plus 1 ship weapons. For those Colossi. Scan misses the army. We do get eyes on both robos. Disruptors are on the way. As Nicoract rotates towards the center, he will take control of the Xel'Naga. Geralt sees the army. Good blink. Up. As the Stalker still goes down, but Geralt going for the dive. Good force fields. We catch. What is that? 2, 3, 4 immortals. 3 immortals go down. The 4th does escape. Nicoract does get away. That was a nice catch for Geralt. But I'm sure he was hoping for more. German Observer just on the main army. Gerald ready for a Zealot run by taking us double expanding. Oh my god. Getting a 6th and a 7th Nexus at the same time. Jesus. Gerald, calm down. But I mean, he was drowning in money here, going for a 3rd Robo as well. Dark Shrines on the way, 2 double forge upgrades. And we may as well just start working towards like a fleet beacon and a Stargate. If this is where we're headed. For now though, here comes the main army. Okay, Nicoract is pushing. Here we go. Does catch a Stalker. The Zelnaga does put the Disruptor as well. Never goes off. We catch the Disruptor. Big pickup. And Nicoract, he knows what the army is. Should be where the movement of Gerald. Otherwise, why would there be a Disruptor there? Zelnaga comes in. Does focus on a couple of SCVs. Big cleanup. Another Zealot run on the right hand side. Never goes off. Quick reaction at Nicoract. He does split in time. Gerald's coming in from an awkward angle. Yeah, we get eyes on the goal base. We're going to be able to shut it down. Probes are falling as well. Gerald's out of position. Nova goes off. Does not connect either. And Nicoract, he can keep pushing. Again, Gerald, he's zoned away from his own bases. Another Disruptor goes down. Shield batteries, they do not help at all. And Gerald, he's racing back home. He's caught outside of his bases. Another Nexus falls. We're trying to set up a surround. Big EMPs on the Disruptors. Colossi going down one after the other as all the armies overstimmed. But the Novas, it looks like they finally will connect. We can clean this up. But really, it's the Protoss army getting cleaned up. We turn back around, we focus everything down, and Nicoract snowballs out of control. GG gets called, and Nicoract takes game number 1. Whew. GG. Again, it was crazy for Gerald to move out the way that he did. Remember, his Disruptor saw the main army, and it took him far too long to turn back around. I feel like in that position, when Gerald was stuck on the left-hand side, I feel like a recall. I feel like a recall was like the only answer there for Gerald, as he was stuck trying to walk back home, but he was stuck outside his gold, stuck outside his 3rd base, stuck down the ramp as well. He just couldn't keep up. Gerald could not keep up with the movement there of Nicoract. Caught with his pants down. And without a recall, like, the Protoss army just can't get in a good position there. Not from that moment. And yeah, Gerald was just one step behind. Nicoract snowballing out of control. GG, well played. And Nicoract takes the first game. Very nicely done. Nicoract does take the first game, and now we're getting into game number 2. Again, because Gerald was caught out, he had no shield batteries, no overcharge to support him, he had no high ground to his advantage, no concave either. Like, there's so much that Nicoract had over him because of that move out, and now we find ourselves in game number 2, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ghost River, we have the red Protoss player from Lena, Poland, representing Sidestorm Gaming. Down in this series, can he fight back? Can he force the ace match? It is Gerald. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the blue Terran player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Nicoract. Here we go. Nicoract up in this series. Onomas, one more is all he needs to take this in the end, to shut Gerald down, and to make his way into the finals. Like, that's gonna be insane. That's gonna be crazy. Can he go the distance? As it looks like, once again, Nicoract is going for a Rax Expand, staying on one Gas Geyser. Probe Scout is coming in. And Gerald might be able to delay the CC once again. Yeah, he does spot both SCVs. Moves down to the low ground. The probe takes a lot of damage though. Yeah, and the CC will not be disturbed. So very nice handling of the situation there from Nicoract. If you remember last game, it was delayed by a couple of seconds because of the probe. This time, it's up and running, safe and sound. Probe threatens to come back in, but the Reaper is on the way. Probe moves back around. SCV Scout confirms the gate cyber expand here from Gerald. And the Reaper even ignores this probe. We're moving out across the map, we're looking for some economic damage once again. Nicoract, he has a Marine to defend. And Nicoract is looking solid. Is looking solid here. Reaper does get into the mineral line. Oh, well, the boys are being pulled. One probe goes down already. Not the best start for Gerald. One probe does fall. Adept trying to zone Nicoract back. Trying to catch him. But alas, there is no surrounder. The Reaper will escape. And it's the same build. That is a third CC before second racks. Before the factory, it's going to be 3 CC into 3 racks. Same build, 2 games in a row. I mean, it worked wonders in game 1. Now, I'm concerned here in game number 2. And the reason why is the map is small and aggression is favored. If Gerald does go for a 4-gate blink build, then Nicoract is going to be in trouble. There's a second Rax on the way. We should be seeing a third Rax soon after. Again, relying on mass bio. There's that third Rax. There's no factories. There's no tank production. We're going for a Dark Shrine? Interesting. Okay. Reaper Scout is denied, and ooh, we do get eyes on the Twilight Council. Glaives is revealed here, only to as a fake out, by the way. Nicoract being fed false information. This looks like a blink-based opener when really it's anything but. Okay, now what's interesting here is that on the one hand, triple orbital means triple mules, right? It's like if we get the orbital morphed in, we should be morphing it in soon. There it is, it's on the way. We're going to have a lot of energy for scans, specifically. But because of how greedy Nicoract is being right now, he's muling. He's muling as quickly as possible. We have safety turrets on the way! How does he know? Did he scout? I think he rescouted. I missed it just then, but I think we did dive in once again. We did get eyes on the fact that there is no researching building or no researching upgrade. Safety turrets on the way. Insane read here at a Nicoract. Again, I think he was able to dip back in and saw there was nothing there. No research, I mean. Blink starts up. DT is going to be warped in. But the Adepts confirmed the turret. Upon scouting this, Gerald shouldn't go for any DT harass. And we're going for a third. So Gerald, he's transitioning into a third base. The third base, it's a bit of a wonky transition here because we invested so heavily here into this other form of tech. Blink is late as a result. Third base is late as a result. Nicoract's in a better position. Straight up. Terran play here is in a better position. Gerald can't really apply much pressure. Blink's still not done. There we go. Blink does finish up, and we could try to make use of it here, pushing in towards the natural. Nicoract does push forward. God, once again amassing a lot of Marauders, very similar to the last game. Bay's on the way after the third. That's going to be for Colossus production, but here comes the army. Stim and just now finishing up. Concussive shell starting as well. We scan, we get eyes on the third. And Nicoract, he wants it. Now, so far, good movement out of Gerald. He's slowing down the army, forces a stim on at least half of these forces. That's still a lot of Marauders. DTs are waddling in. Now's the time. Dark Templar, they do waddle in towards that natural base. Detection is there, but what about the army? Meanwhile, across the map, oh, we get into the third, and probes are going down. So much economic damage done. At the same time, DTs in both the main base and the natural. SCVs are falling. That's going to be a kill on the third. And back at home, how many SCVs? 13. An even trade. 13 for 13, but we also killed a Nexus. Nicoract's in a better position. Nicoract can make 13 workers at, sorry, you make 3 workers at a time. Oh, as I say that, another 3 SCVs full. More DTs on the way. Turret is not done. And here we go, Gerald from behind. The DTs, they will manage to escape, one of them at least. And this army is so heavily overstimmed, and finally the medevacs arrive. We can sustain ourselves. Can sustain ourselves as Gerald just keeps warping in more Dark Templar, trying to rebuild his third. But Nicoract is still in a better position. We can see here that Gerald did have an economic lead, but now going back in favor of Nicoract. Back in favor of the Blue Terran. And now we have medevacs, which means we have drop play. We have drops available. The Observer does spot the move out. We can see the Stalkers rotating, keeping up with that movement here of Nicoract. Running into the main army, there is one Colossus in position, shield battery as well, and an overcharge. You catch 2 Stalkers, a 3rd Stalker as well. Nicoract has to be careful. We do have a flanking disruptor on the right hand side. Oh, coming back to the main army. Gerald being cheeky does go for the Nova, and it does not connect. Big snipe there from Nicoract. Does focus the disruptor down. Barely does get it. And Gerald's in trouble. Does not quite catch the medevacs. Nicoract stimming back. Reinforcements still not keeping up. Up. Going for another stim. Gonna bait out that Nova. We do bling on forward. We've shut down one of those medevacs, but the full medevacs do escape. We do manage to stim away, boost away. As the reinforcing Stalkers, they take down a full medevac. Good pick up. And Nicoract, he's trapped. Does get away. Meanwhile, here comes the main army. Where are the bunkers? Without bunkers, we're vulnerable. We're exposed. Gerald, he's going for the kill. Boys are being pulled. And most of the army is not here. Yeah, the drop down coming in from behind. 23 SCVs went down. And we're diving on that Colossus, but we're not going to be able to get it. Gerald's barely breaking through. He's looking to force that ace match. This is a very close game. But with the power of 2 Colossi, Gerald, he maintains his position. Third base is up and running. He's up 20 probes. Up 20 workers here. Nicoract, he's hurting. Again, his job was punish hard. To lose so many units. So not be ready for that counterattack. Yeah, now Gerald, he's going for the kill. GG gets called, and Gerald ties up the series 1-1. Whew. We're going to the ace match. We're going all the way to game number 3. Let's go. Let us go. We are going the distance here. Meanwhile, we have some other updates. Cristiano takes down Shameless 2-0. And Cristiano, he is awaiting in the grand finals for his next opponent for either Gerald or Nicoract. Who's it going to be? We're here to find out. Likewise, Shameless is waiting in the 3rd place match. Shameless also waiting in that 3rd place match for the loser of this series. Where will we go? Oh. We're good. Both players may have made some lobbies. Aye. It's all good. It's that awkward moment where both Geralt and Nicoract made their own lobbies, and now it's like, who do we join? What's going on? Shuffling everyone around. Ah, we're good, we're good. Game 3 on Amphion. Okay. You don't see this map too often. This is probably one of the more vetoed maps in the map pool. But I'm happy to see Amphion for the first time today. Like, we've casted a lot of StarCraft tonight with Sea Duckling Open and World Team League, and this is the first time we're seeing Amphion tonight. I almost forgot what it looked like. I almost forgot. We're diving in. Let's go. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have our red Terran player, the Terran Hope, the non-Protoss Hope left in the tournament, representing Platinum Heroes. It is Nicoract. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Polish Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Snystorm Gaming. It is Gerald. Here we go. Vámonos, papi, vámonos. We are settling into our ace match. It all ends here. It all ends on Amphion. Looks like, do we see the same build 3 games in a row? Nicoract, he's gone for the 3cc into 3 racks 2 games in a row so far. And to be fair, it wasn't the build that cost him that last game. Like, Nicoract was doing well. Remember, he was able to kill a 3rd base, he was able to cripple the economy. It was an Arc Templar. It was the DTs that we had a hard time dealing with. They did a surprising amount of damage, and in the aftermath as well, Nicoract moved out with some drops and he was caught out. He was caught out in the center of the map, he was shut down, and things very quickly escalated out of control. We'll see if Nicoract can get a better handle on things here in the mid-game, depending on what Gerald is up to. Once again, Economic Opener, it is a Rax Expand out of Nicoract, going for the CC on the low ground. A probe is here to delay, and we do delay it for a couple of seconds, but ooh, that is a kill! That should not have happened. That is dangerous. The probe is killed, and what does that mean? That means that Gerald cannot scout the follow-up. He's going to have a little bit less vision to work with here as the probe goes down, and we should be going for another 3rd CC, but we'll see. We'll see what Nicoract is up to. Safety bunker on the way. Behind this gate, cyber expands from Gerald, working towards warp gate. And again, we've had the same build game after game after game. What do you have for us, Nicoract, as the Reaper is moving out? The Reaper cliff is blocked off. Reaper pulls back. It's going to be a Twilight Council opener here from Gerald, and what do you have for us? It's a 3rd CC. Same build of 3 games in a row. It's a 3rd CC before 2nd racks. It's going to be 3 CC, 3 racks here. Now, the scary thing for Nicoract is he's becoming predictable. He is becoming predictable, and Gerald, with this Twilight Council opener, how many gateways? How many gateways are we going to be working with? Is this where we double down on additional gateways? Or not? Blink is on the way, as to be expected. I'm going to say that it was DT's last game. As we have shade in, we commit to the shade. Boys are being pulled. Reaper goes down. We do manage to get 1 SCV for 1 SCV, not bad. And a Reaper. Ah, 4 an Adept. I didn't notice the Adept did go down. It's a rough loss there for Gerald. Trading 1 for 1, not ideal. There is that 3-rack setup here in the main base, going for the eBay. And Gerald is going for a 2-gate, it looks to be 2-gate blink into a 3rd. It looks like another economic opener out of Gerald. Now, to be fair, you can't really be too aggressive here with Blink Stalkers on this map. Like, I was talking about, like, yo, do we throw down, like, a 3rd and a 4th gateway? Like, how? How do we be aggressive with Blink Stalkers? Like, even pushing towards the left-hand side, because of the terrain, we have to blink once over the walls here on the left-hand side to get across the map to then blink into the main. But even then, because of this gap, you actually can't blink into the main base from this location. Likewise, here this cliff is very narrow, very defendable as well to blink into the natural, not even into the main. Yeah, this map just isn't good for 4-gate blink, so 2-gate blink into a third. Economic build, Nicoract is safe back at home. This is a pretty good map for 3cc. This is pretty good. And once again, Nicoract getting into his mass marauder. Once again, marauders are on the way. Now, on the flip side, because of the terrain, because how defendable the natural is, trying to break down this third, like, the third is so close. It's right next to the natural compared to Ghost River, for example, where the third is more exposed. Nicoract goes to the scan, gets eyes on the third base, gets eyes on the gateways. We have 3 gateways at the moment, working on a 4th. Colossi are on the way. I'm curious to see what this move out accomplishes, if anything. Again, I just don't really see us breaking this third base the way that we did on Ghost River. Observer also scouts the move out, does get eyes on all the marauders, and gets eyes on the third CC. Starport's on the way. Here comes the move outs, and Gerald should be getting ready back at home. Yeah, you can see him repositioning his Colossus. Stalker spots the main army. How much do we have to work with? 4 Stalkers for now. We should be having some warp-ins. There we go. We have some slow lots here to defend. We have an overcharge as well. With this overcharge, we should be okay. As long as you don't move out with the Colossus, as long as you don't overextend, Gerald should hold. It's going to be on Nicoract to try to drag the Colossus out of position. Nicoract did spot the pylon. Goes for the stim. Does focus on the pylon. Good force field here from Gerald. Locks down the army. Takes down some marauders. And we defend. Just like that, Gerald, he has defended. He deflects the main army. Forces it all the way back. How much did we lose? 3 marauders. Oof. That's a lot of gas. 3 marauders. Can we get a 4th? Up. We can. A 4th marauder goes down. Almost a 5th. And here comes a counterattack, and now Nicoract is in a lot of trouble. Could we push in? I mean, we do have 2 medevacs on the way. 2nd starport already here for Nicoract. Oh my god, that's going to be a lot of Vikings. 2nd starport on the way as we're getting into our 3rd. Gerald backs off. Again, he has no reinforcements here. It's only 2 Colossus and 2 Stalkers. But again, just really good handling of the situation there from Gerald. As he's getting into his own 4th. 4th base on the way. Army is amassing. And Gerald behind this working towards 2nd Robo, Templar Archives as well. Archons potentially Storm. Nicoract does have the supply lead, but he still has to respect this army. Has to take care. No bunkers, bear that in mind. No bunkers in position. Scan reveals the army. He sees the rocks being knocked down. He knows. He knows that we're coming. He has a concave. Geralt rotating around towards the right-hand side. Nicoract does spot this. Getting in position. The prioritization of the Vikings is actually really good here for Nicoract. But the Prism slips in. Uh-oh. War Prism into the main. Zealots towards the natural. And here comes the main army. Good concave here from Nicoract. He will shut this down. There's no breaking this 3rd base, but what about the counterattack? Going for another warp in. Zealots are shut down. More reinforcements on the way. And the Prism is going to get cleaned up. The Zealots, though, they clean up the reinforcements. Prism goes down. Army comes back home. Zelts get cleaned up. Good defense here by Nicoract. And Gerald has to retreat. Does have to retreat. How many Vikings do we have? 8. Did I say 8? 9 Vikings here for Nicoract. He has enough. He can push out. Now, the one thing he has to be wary of, disruptors. Gerald being very cavalier with these disruptors. Observer goes down. Nova goes up. Up. Takes down one Marauder. That was 2 Novas as well. Massive storm. Storms the main army. 2 disruptors get caught out. Another disruptor as well. Good pickoffs here from Nicoract. Another storm zones him away. We have 1 storm left. They both get thrown down. And we defend. But it costs us everything. It costs us most of the disruptors. The Colossi. Oh, the Vikings get thrown away. That is, I'm not so sure about. We just threw away 6 Vikings. Gonna throw away the final one as well. We're dropping across the map. Colossi are in production. We would have needed those Vikings. As we're getting back into Colossus production. Nicoract, the drop gets cleaned up. Reinforcements on the way. Nicoract, he does still maintain quite a bit of momentum. Shuts down some of these zealots. Drop once again towards the left-hand side as well. Gerald getting pulled apart here, having a hard time keeping up. And not enough Blink Stalkers, not enough anti-air. The drop gets away. 4th base being thrown down as we speak. We get 8 probe kills. Can we get the base? Nice EMP on those zealots. Nova goes up. Ooh, bit of friendly fire. Drop towards the right-hand side. Disruptor's not in position. Drop towards the main. Once again, depowering one of the robos. The Colossi are out, but they know where they need to be. We have control of the main base. And Gerald, he cannot keep up. We force a recall. Colossi putting in some work. Dropping the natural. Reinforcements on the way. Yeah, and Nicoract, he's snowballing out of control. Despite losing all those Vikings, he still has enough. As I say that, not to push up this ramp, though. Nicoract has to respect the army. Backing up. These drops, though, more than making up for that. So we're going for the main Nexus. It will be targeted down. That's a kill on the Nexus. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, that's going to be a kill on the 5th. So we need a couple more hits. 5th base goes down. And Gerald, he's down to 3 bases left. And the 3rd is not even mining. There we go, going back, resaturating that base. And finally, things are going to calm down. As we don't quite catch the Metamax. But the game is calming down a little bit here for Gerald, but Nicoract, his macro. That's what's important here. Nicoract, he's already remaxed, already at 200 supply. And Gerald, he's getting caught out. We collapse on the army. Catch an Archon. Nova goes off. Decent Nova. Storms as well, but Gerald, we're running out of splash damage. We're running out of steam. Another Colossus falls. We're down to 2. No more Storms, no more High Templar. 1 Disruptor. And the Colossi, they're putting in a lot of work. There it goes up. We have a lot of supply here in these medevacs. Disruptor from the left-hand side. It's not going to be enough. Good target firing here from Nicoract. Focuses down the Colossi, the Disruptors over and over again. GG gets called, and the dream is alive as Nicoract advances on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Nicoract. Every single game going for 3 CC into 3 racks. But again, I feel like it was very safe to pull that off here on Amphion. It was very difficult to try to punish, to try to go for a more aggressive build. Instead, Gerald, he embraced a longer game, and Nicoract was a little bit more tempered in the other game here. You saw him pull back a little bit more and not commit as hard, at least until he really got the ball rolling. Until he got his 3rd base up and running. And GG. Very well played. Very well played here by Nicoract. Congratulations. does advance on, and now we're getting ready for our bronze match. We have 2 series left! Exclamation mark B in the chat.